Let's do number 11 now. Now, what if I say, like on our test, I'm not going to make you do a 2-column proof, but I want you telling me what you're doing to solve it. Does that make sense? So you might not have to do a 2-column proof, but you got to tell me what you used to solve this. So, if you use Pythagorean theorem, you need to say the Pythagorean theorem. Okay? And then you say, well, I'm going to try to figure out one of these, and then the other one, and then I'll add the two of them. Correct? So that means that 6 squared plus b squared, or let's say a squared because it doesn't look like a 6. Okay? So we'll call this a. Alright? Is equal to 7 squared. So that means that 36 plus a squared is equal to 49. Right? Then we're going to subtract that. So I get a squared is equal to 9 plus 4, or 13. So a is equal to the square root of 13. Well, that's pretty ugly, but that's the way it is. Okay? Now, if we think about that, that means that's going to be 3 point something, right? Almost 4, because 4 squared is 16. See what I'm saying? So it's going to be somewhere around 3.5. Okay? But now we got to use this to do the other one. We got to do the same thing. We have to go, well, let's call this y. So then 6 squared plus y squared is equal to 10 squared, right? And then 36 plus y squared is equal to 100. Right? And then I subtract it. And what I get is y squared is equal to 64. Is that correct? Okay? And then what is 64? Well, the square root of 64 is 8. So that means this is 8. So then to find out what x is, it's 8 plus the square root of 13. Okay? So that's your answer. Actually, that is your answer. That's what x is. X equals, and what did you do? You did the Pythagorean theorem, a bunch of like subtraction properties of equality and stuff like that, right? So you did subtraction property of equality. You did did you do any addition? No. Simplifications. Segment addition. Okay? So, those are the 4 things you did, right? So you just list them. I'm not asking you to do the proofs, I'm just asking you to list what you did. Does that make sense? List what you did. Now, how can I give another answer? Well, the other answer is going to be, well, what is the square root of 8? So we find it. We go, hey, what is the square root of 8? So we go second squared 8 equals, 2.8. And then we add that. 2.8, that doesn't make... Oh, yeah. No, we don't do the square root of 8. Clear. The square root of 13, my bad. I was like, that doesn't make sense. All right. 3.6, like I was saying. Somewhere around 3.5, right? But it's actually 3.6. And now I add that to 8. What's it going to be? 3 plus 8, 11, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Plus 8 equals 11.6. That's it. So this is, if this is 3.6, then this is going to be 8.6. Okay. But instead of equals, I want you to get used to writing is approximately. What that tells me is that's your approximate answer. You need to know the difference between an answer that's equal, that's exact, okay, and an answer that is approximate. And that's it. Okay? It's a lot. Like I said, that's it. But I mean, that's a lot, right? This is not easy. But we can make it easier. Okay? Now think. How could I come up with 8? Think about this. What times, if we think of 3, 4, 5, right? What times 5 is 10?
What times 5 is 10?
Yeah.
2.
2. Right? So, 2 times what is 6?
3.
2 times 3, right? So, if this was 2 times 4, then what would it be? Because it's a 3, 4, 5 triangle. Then what would this side be? 2 times 4 is 8. See how we could have found that side without using? So that's the way you want to use that Pythagorean triple. Okay? And then you can also say here, Pythagorean trip. Okay? Because I can use my triples. That's why this is huge. Do not. I pray that you will put this in your cheat sheet. Okay? Pythagorean triples are huge. Learning how to manipulate them is huge because I guarantee you're going to use them on that state test. Guaranteed.